Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to complete the cell membrane lab. So scrolling down to my first question, it says add 2 green gated channels and 2 blue gated channels. And then it wants to know what the green gated channels, what they represent, what they're doing. So to add my gated channels to the simulation here, I'm just going to click on the gated channel down here and drag it up to my membrane. And I need two green ones and 2 blue ones. So that's where I'm going to put these gated channels. And you can put them anywhere on the membrane, it doesn't matter. And what's important about these gated channels is that in order for them to open and close, so in order for things to be able to move through these channels, I have to put a little bit of energy in by pressing this button to open and close those channels. So I'm putting energy in order to use these channels. So let's scroll down and see what the question wants to know. So it wants to know, what do the green gated channels do? And so my green gated channels, those are going to be representing my active transport sites because they require energy in order to open and close. And that's what me pressing this button is sort of representing, is representing an input of energy in order for these channels to work. So now in my next question, it wants me to add 5 blue molecules and 5 green molecules. The way that I'll do that is I'll scroll back up to the top, and this top red button is the one that will spit out these green molecules. So I'm going to press that one 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to put my blue molecules into simulation, I'm going to press the bottom red button by clicking it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this question wants to know, what do these molecules represent? So the whole point of the cell transport business that we're doing is the cells need to get important molecules either inside of the cell, or they need to send the molecules outside of the cell. Maybe they're just need to go somewhere else in the body. And so these molecules here are representing the biomolecules that we need in order for our cells to keep functioning. So these are important molecules that have places that they need to go in the cell. So these are those molecules are representing biomolecules needed for cell function. And so next, in question 3, that is where it wants us to open the gates, and it wants to know which particle can go through the green gate. So you'll scroll up here and then make sure that you have your gates. Let's see, did it want both of the gates open or just the green one? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and open up both of these gates by clicking on the button over here, and then watch it and see. Just look at the green gates. Are the blue molecules able to go through it, or just the green ones? And if you watch it, I'm trying to wait to see if a blue molecule will get near one of these green gates. There we go. See it? So one of the blue molecules, it kind of brushed by this green gate, but it wasn't able to go through. So make your observations and decide which particles can go through the green gate. And then there's a true-false question kind of asking you a similar thing. And so if blue particles can only go through the blue gates, why would that be? So in this simulation, the answer for this one is going to be the blue protein channel can only fit the size of the blue molecules. And so that is why the blue molecules are able to go through that blue protein channel, is because that is the channel that they are able to fit through. Okay, and then next it wants you to clear the format and add 2 leakage channels that are blue and 2 that are green. And then you'll need to think about what those leakage channels represent. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my, my channels here. And you can remove the channels just by clicking on them and dragging them back down there. And so it wants me to add in 2 leakage channels here. of each color. Oh, there we go. And we want to think about what these channels are representing. So for these channels, I am not putting in any energy into opening these. So we're not putting any energy into opening or closing these channels here. So I'm going to scroll down. And so it wants to know what leakage channels represent. And so we said that those leakage channels that we just put up in the format there, they don't require energy in order to open and close. So think about between these types of energy here, which one is the one that does not require energy in order for it to take place? So the one that does not require energy in order for it to take place, that is going to be what these leakage channels are representing. Next, it wants you to add in 10 blue molecules and let the simulation run for 2 minutes, and then see if the molecules reach and maintain equilibrium at the end of those 2 minutes. And so what they mean by this equilibrium is, do we have an equal number of molecules on both sides of the membrane there? And it actually looks like for this next question here, I think we're actually supposed to just reset everything. So go ahead and reset everything, and then add back in those two green and 2 blue leakage channels here. And then we need to add in, add in 10 blue molecules. And so the way that you'll do that is just scroll up here, press the bottom red button 10 times. And then you'll need to wait for a little bit and see, does the simulation end up to where you have an equal or close to equal number of molecules on both sides of the membrane? And so you should see these molecules reach equilibrium, which means that they are in equal amounts on both sides of the membrane. And then next, you'll need to add in 10 green molecules and wait another 2 minutes and see, do the green and blue molecules both reach equilibrium on each side of the membrane? So that means, do I have an equal number of green molecules? So I'll be looking for about 5 molecules that are green on the top side of the membrane and 5 molecules that are green on the bottom side of my membrane. And then the same thing for blue. I'm going to see, do I have about 5 blue molecules on the top of my membrane and about 5 blue molecules on the bottom of my membrane? So I would need to add in 10 green molecules by clicking this red button 10 times. And then I'm going to see if after a couple of minutes, do I have an equal amount of green molecules on the top side of the membrane as I do on the bottom, and then the same with the blue. And then for the last couple questions here, we want to remove the leakage channels. So we're going to keep our molecules there. So we're just going to remove the leakage channels. And it says you can now control how many green molecules are on each side of the cell membrane. You can get all or most of the green molecules on one side of the membrane by controlling when the gate is open or closed. And so you'll need to kind of explore with this one. So we're going to take off these leakage channels. And I'm going to put just one gated channel that is green in the middle here. And I'm going to see if I can get all of my molecules that are green on one side of the membrane here. And you can speed up the speed by dragging down here on this little speed bar. Oops. And remember, you open and close your channel by clicking over here. Whoops. All right, and so I was able to move one green molecule from this side of the membrane to the other side of the membrane just by opening this channel at a certain time. So let's see if I can get this last green molecule up to the top there. And so I'm only going to open my channel whenever I see this green molecule that is at the bottom is close to my channel up here. And so that is the way that I can control where my green molecules are in this simulation. So I'm going to say this one is true. And then you had to use energy in order to keep all of the green molecules on one side of the membrane. Well, you need to think about when I was letting this green molecule through this channel, did I have to do anything in order to let that molecule through? Well, yes, I did. I had to use energy and open up my channel here. And so that last one, that is also going to be true because you had to click to open those channels in order to control where the green molecules were. Alrighty, and let me know if you guys have any more questions about this assignment. Thanks for watching. Bye.